Creative Grids has a large range of squares ranging in size from 2.5 inches all the way up to 20.5 inches. So there is a square for whatever size you need for your particular project. They all have the same features, however. In this case, they all have 1/8 inch markings along the outside edge of the ruler and along the entire perimeter. They have large white circles with black numbers in between. The design team for Creative Grids is a group of people that are all over 40. So we made these numbers large enough that everyone in the room could read them without any reading glasses. So that should help the visibility of your ruler enormously. The whole numbers are on white circles with black numbers. So this would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and the same across the top. If I am cutting whole squares and I need a 2-inch square, for instance, I would line this up with the fabric and cut right here. There is a dash line on these two sides of the ruler. That dash line is 1/4 inch from the outside edge. So if you are trimming a block, that will automatically give you a visual for your seam allowance so you don't cut off the points of any of your triangles. Now, if I turn this ruler around, now I'm using the turnaround features that Creative Grids is famous for. And in this particular case, then, they are black circles with white numbers, and if you notice, those all have the 1/2 inch measurements. So instead of being 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch, it's 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, and 5.5 inches. And the 1/2 inch is now has gripper underneath and is on these two sides, and the gripper also gives you a visual so you know automatically which sides have the additional 1/2 inch measurement. Now, if you are looking at the ruler and it is face up for you, these numbers are now right side up, where the whole numbers are wrong side up, so you know automatically that you have the ruler flipped to add this additional 1/2 inch on these sides. The ruler also features a horizontal and a vertical line, and that shows you exactly the center of the ruler. So if you need to square up a block, for instance, in this case to 6.5 inches, I could put these on my seam lines if I was doing a 4-patch and center it exactly. Or I could put this as the center of my applique and cut around the outside edge, and I would have a perfect 6.5 inch square. The ruler also features this diagonal line. That is used to square up half-square triangles because I can place that on my seam line and cut them out to size. The other thing that our ruler features is an MS tag. An MS tag is fairly new to our market, and it is actually embedded right in the acrylic. So I can take my phone and scan that, and it will take you to the Creative Grids website and tell you exactly, you will see this exact video, and it will tell you how to use the rulers. This is especially important if you have any of our specialty rulers, because it will tell you exactly how to do them. If you lose the instructions, you just scan that with your phone and you will have everything you need on how to use the ruler. When I turn the ruler over, you will see one of our famous patented features. It is this gripper. Can you hear that when I scrape it? And this is a pumice that is added to the back of the ruler so that when we place pressure on the ruler on a piece of fabric, it does not slide at all, and I will get a perfect cut. But without putting pressure on the ruler, I can move the ruler around on my fabric wherever I need it to be very easily, and to position it before I do my rotary cutting. If I need to cut a 2-inch square, I would take the 2-inch lines right here on the ruler, place one on the bottom edge of the fabric and one on the right side of the fabric because I am a left-hander, and I would cut a perfect 2-inch square. If I needed to cut a 2.5-inch square, I would move the ruler around, and then I would use the black markings on the ruler, line up the 2.5-inch edge here and the 2.5 edge here, and cut, and then I would have a perfect 2.5-inch square. And if you notice, when I put pressure on the ruler, it does not slide at all, so my squares end up being perfect when I do the rotary cutting.